Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 200 of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. We did it! We made it to 200 episodes! Yay! Come on. Alright, never mind. Okay,
200 podcasts, exhausting just to think about.
Wait a minute, who the fuck is that? Who's
How can
this?
we face 200 podcasts? The thought of all those podcasts makes me weak.
What is this?
Who dares?
What is this that you're doing? Is this like Hunchback of Notre Dame? Is this Les Mis? What is this?
Homestar Runner.
Okay.
That's from the 200th Strong Bad email. So we're coming up on the number of Strong Bad emails.
Yeah, all it took was for them to, not do them for years.
Anyway, folks, as you know, I am John, and I am joined by Ryan.
Hello, I'm here again. You may have heard my voice on the PAX South podcast, but don't worry, I'm back again for another week.
That's great. And we are also joined by none other than original editor-in-chief, guy who kind of sort of runs the place in the dark background.
I like to think
Mr.
of myself
Mike
as
Cosmo.
more of like a scheming advisor more than anything else.
You're the man
Of
behind
course.
the throne. You're the dude.
I'm Jafar.
You're the dude who takes power, but then gets thrown off the tower of Saruman in the second movie. That's who you are.
Yeah, that's who I am.
Yeah.
No, it's more that he got called up to Detoid, and then that shit occurred, and let's not dwell on that.
Then he got thrown off the tower.
I didn't get fired from Destructoid. I left. I quit voluntarily on good terms.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
I just want to make sure I was not thrown
moved on.
from any tower, literal
Sure.
or metaphorical.
Sure. I just like talking about that because it's a really good scene from that movie.
Anyway, yes, we are joined by Mike Casamano,
John, shut up for one
my
second.
good friend. Okay.
As the game industry's foremost scholar in "The Boys Are Back in Town," the hit song by Thin Lizzy,
Okay.
I have shocking news that I want to share with the world.
What is it, Mike?
I have found the historical location of Dino's Bar and Grill.
Shut up.
Canonically, I have found the canonical location for Dino's Bar and Grill, which also proves that we now know which town the boys were back in.
Mike, this
Okay.
is like finding holy ground is what you're telling me. This is you have gone out and you have found a new place where people will have a pilgrimage to, essentially. I don't think you quite understand the amount of raw power you hold with this announcement.
Yeah, no, it's tremendously exciting. I'd like to say real quick, I am not doxing. There's no doxing involved here. This is all public record.
You are not doxing Dino's Bar and Grill.
Dino's Bar and Grill doesn't exist anymore, dude.
Okay, alright,
It's just
so
a
you have
location at this point.
You have found the space which Dino's Bar and Grill used to inhabit,
Yes.
with which the boys were once back in when they were in town.
First off, let's set some facts. The town
Okay.
is Los Angeles,
That's somehow
Okay.
not surprising. Alright.
which means that whenever either of you come to visit me and we play The Boys Are Back in Town,
Yeah.
canonically, the boys are back in town.
That's good. Please, fill us in on where this is.
8524 Sunset Boulevard.
What? Okay, what's there now?
Some apartments.
Okay. That's maybe the most depressing thing I've ever heard. That
It's in
the
West Hollywood,
canonical-
too.
this Dino's Bar and Grill of The Boys Are Back in Town has been waylaid to make space for an apartment complex. That is maybe the saddest thing you have said to me this week, and we just spent 5 days together in San Antonio.
It was also not exactly called Dino's Bar and Grill. It was Dino's Lodge, but that is the establishment they're referencing when they speak of Dino's Bar and Grill.
Uh-huh.
It's currently unclear as to whether or not they were dressed to the nines, dressed to kill, as some might say.
Sure.
We have currently no proof of that, but we do know the boys being back in town means the boys are back in Los Angeles, and Dino's Bar and Grill is in West Hollywood.
At 825 Sunset Boulevard.
Yes, it's kind of like the historical Jesus, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we think about the boys are back in town as the Bible, which is open to interpretation and, you know, has some roots in historical fact, then Dino's Lodge is like Jerusalem, I guess.
So what you're saying is that, like, 200 years from now, when they reboot JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, there will be a sequence where they travel to West Hollywood in the steampunk era and try to collect the pieces of Dino's Bar and Grill, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Listen, John, if Mike's gonna pull this bit, then I have to follow through. You know, I have to take this to its most logical extension, which is a really bad JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reference on this, our 200th podcast. I don't know what you want from me.
Logical extent, John.
Alright, I've had enough already.
It's the 200th episode, John. We gotta, like, celebrate what brought us here. And what brought us here is me being terrible to you.
That's true. That is true. That is how this happened. Look, folks, I'd just like to say, first off, just to start it off here, I mean, other than this extended Boys Are Back in Town bit here, I'll just say, thanks, y'all, for supporting us. You know, it's a little cliche to just kind of start off with that and just be like, oh my goodness, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, but it is true, you know, we really wouldn't be here if people didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, we would have stopped a long time ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's nice that people are still stopping, checking our stuff out, spreading it around, retweeting, reblogging, all that good shit.
They're digging, they're upvoting, they're N4Ging.
Yeah. Sure, they're sharing on MySpace, you know.
They're attaching articles to carrier pigeons and just, like, having them flap off into the distance.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
I delivered my top 10 via smoke signals.
You delivered that Call of Duty review via smoke signals.
Wow.
I wrote a Call of Duty review for the website and Twitter DMs ate it. And so for like a month, I was wondering, why isn't the Call of Duty review going up? And it turns out they didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just like, man, this is taking a long time. I don't know what's up with Mike, but
yeah, your carrier pigeon got shot down over enemy territory.
I think we can all agree, though, that Twitter sucks ass, and it is not the best way to deliver important information.
No,
Probably
it's
not. No.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah,
I guess we should just get into it. I'll just say, you know, thanks to everyone who's worked with us as well. You know, like y'all, I'm glad to see so many people that did stuff with us. You know, moving on and doing great work. Like, I mean, you know, just to give a shout out to some of our, I guess, alumni. You know, and obviously, I don't mean to like downplay people who maybe haven't gone on to air quotes greatness. But, you know, just to be honest,
none of us have gone on to greatness yet.
Shh. We'll see how that is. But, you know, just give a shout out. Lauren, who moved on a while back, she's a Twitch streamer now. So if you want to see some of her stuff, it's twitch.tv/graymaiden. I think it is, spelt with an E.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, you know, check out her stuff. She plays a lot of Tekken lately. So if you like Tekken, there you go.
That's cool.
Let's see here. Will Westwater, our Mike and I's good friend who left to, you know, do his own shit. He has a YouTube channel where he uploads occasional video game things. Pretty good stuff, like well edited. He's a charming personality, and don't forget that he was also on. It was the last season of American Grit, right?
Yeah, it's the second one, but the last one is probably also accurate. And I immediately take back what I said that none of us have gone on to greatness, because Will Westwater.
That's true, yeah. So, I mean, you know, he's on a couple of, he did
a Samsung commercial season for BuzzFeed.
Yeah, he does stuff for BuzzFeed on the reg too, so, keep an eye out for Will. Mike, you're doing your thing, you're freelancing, you did your stuff for Destructoid for a while, so,
Freelancing sucks so much, John. I'm so bad at it.
It's okay.
It's cursed.
You're doing your best. I'm sure you'll land somewhere very soon.
Shout out to Zam, though. They've been letting me do some stuff over there, and they're super cool to work with.
Cool.
For sure.
Shout out to Zam.com.
And Ashley, who I know that she wasn't really around too long, but she's got her audio entropy stuff, so if you want to listen to people talk about Totally Spies, it's there for you. I'm glad to give those shout-outs, and I'm glad to see that people have gone on from Chooch to do great things. That's basically what we made this for, is to have it be like a starting point. But at the same time, I do think that we're doing good work here anyway.
Yeah.
Even before we move on. So, I'm happy that we're around, I'm happy we're working together, and I hope that we keep making more and more content in the future.
It. The content will never end, John. Content never sleeps.
Amen. Okay, I guess that's my little spiel for now. We're just gonna do a normal episode. I was thinking about maybe doing some kind of skit or something, or maybe that might be a little too kayfabe there, or breaking the kayfabe there saying that, but whatever. We'll see how that goes. But for now, we're just gonna do our regular episode, and we'll, figure out what's next. So thanks, everyone. So I guess we can start off. I did just notice that we did not take our usual time figuring out what we were going to talk about. So if this is a little messy,
it's all good.
I'm sorry.
It's a retro episode, John. We're throwing it all the way back to episode 1, baby.
Yeah,
we're going to fuck it up.
We've gotten in the time machine and we're back.
We're going to run through the whole era of video game choo-choo. So me and John are going to play ourselves, obviously. But Ryan, we're going to need you to play everybody else.
Okay.
So we're starting out pretty early. So me and you, we're going to do a whole bit about how John wants to have sex with spiders. We'll do that for a couple hours.
Uh-huh.
Then we'll move on to
what? You know what? Here's the thing, Mike. I've matured. I've grown. I've become more confident. And you know what? Some spider girls are hot. Fuck you. I'm proud enough to say it.
This is
right.
Character development. I'm very excited for you, John.
You gotta own it, It's 2018.
Absolutely. Anyway.
Fuck, it is 2018. Jesus.
Yeah, it is 2018.
I'm fucking tapping my watch over here, waiting for 2060 to roll around so I can just die of natural causes already. Jesus. Hurry the fuck up.
Wow, off to a very optimistic start on this, our 200th episode. I don't even know how to follow that up.
I played Metal Gear Survive.
Exactly. That's how I was gonna follow it up, Mike.
Yeah. Is that what made you want to die of natural causes playing that beta?
No, I would say existing, but the beta doesn't help. Metal Gear Survive is weird and confusing and poorly tutorialized, and I don't know if I like it or not.
Okay.
It has all the mechanical stuff, in theory, it has all the mechanical stuff from Metal Gear Solid 5 that made that game acceptable to some people.
Mm-hmm.
But in practice, because it doesn't quite have the mission structure of Metal Gear Solid 5 or the objectives of Metal Gear Solid 5, you have these mechanics that are more designed for a stealth game in a multiplayer horde mode setting, so it doesn't 100% work, and that could be mitigated in the single player version, but when I was just messing around in the horde mode by myself, it feels incongruous.
Sure.
Sorry, John, you continue?
I was just gonna say, I also played the beta, and while I agree with what you're saying, I just feel like there's some other points that probably should be brought up real quick. First off, they introduced melee into the equation, and not just CQC stuff. There are melee weapons. You get a machete and a spear first right off the bat, and it sucks ass.
It's not good.
Really bad. Yeah, it's really bad. There is almost a like there's some like animation priority stuff going on with it, but because there isn't a like dodge or anything similar to that, it feels like garbage. You know, you just worry about hitting the opponent, but then you just get hit yourself. There's no countermeasures.
Sure.
It feels like absolute dog shit. It's really bad. Also, yeah, like Mike said, it's very poorly tutorialized. I tried to play I played that game for like 5 minutes because I suit up my dude, I went into the world, I snuck over to where you're supposed to like activate this like device that sucks up energy, and as soon as I activated it, I was immediately surrounded by a bunch of dudes, and they didn't tell me like, oh, you need to set up a perimeter, oh, you need to do this, like it didn't show me like where I could get materials to, or where I could get items to set up a perimeter, where to set up traps. Like, it didn't show me any of that. So I just immediately got swarmed and died. And I was like, well, fuck this. And I just uninstalled it. Like, that's all I did.
Yeah.
I wonder if I would recommend you reinstall it, because I would like to get some multiplayer time in there. Because I wonder if we're having problems because, maybe not with the tutorialization, but with the balance, because we're only one person. I've certainly known some multiplayer modes, the zombie stuff from Call of Duty jumps to mind, where you are explicitly supposed to have people with you at all times.
Sure.
And discounting the tutorialization, I think some of my issues with Survive could be mitigated by having a partner, because again, this is a multiplayer beta rather than like a single-player demo. So John, I would like to get some time with you and me playing that, but you know, if you don't want to, that's cool. But I think that would be the way to see that beta.
I could reinstall it. I'm not like opposed to it. I just like, when I just played through that, I was like, oh my god. And you know, it's really weird. And they changed the controls too, which is especially weird. Like,
yes, I did notice that.
You would think that if they're trying to play off of Metal Gear Solid 5 and like specifically how much people enjoy that game, you would think that they would like keep the controls the same so people could just hop right into it. But no, everything is so different. You have to do a bunch of you have to do a weird double X tap to dive into prone, when in MGS5 it was so smooth. Like, it's really bizarre, all the different changes they make to the game mechanics.
It does feel like a less satisfying game to play as a result, because all of a sudden you have to worry about all these consumables, you have to worry about crafting, you have to worry about giving the players the tools they need to do what the game demands of them, but also you have to still make it feel recognizable. Like, it has to feel like MGS5, but it doesn't because of the way the game is designed, because it can't.
It's especially frustrating because, like, if you look at the, like, development stuff in, you know, Peace Walker, MGS5, whatever you want to talk about, there is something to that. You could use that to make a survival game, but instead of just taking that basic concept that's laid out for you in those two games, they make it more like a standard survival game and make it so much more frustrating instead of just making it simple like it was in those other games. And obviously I feel like that's because they want you to grind things, they want you to replay missions over and over again, so you eventually get frustrated, so you eventually spend money on it to make it less frustrating so you can have fun with your friends. It's one of the most naked microtransaction bait games I've seen in a while, and by that I mean since the last one came out 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
Also, am I the only one who's like kind of weirded out when you see those like very small blips of Metal Gear in it? Like, whenever like a zombie sees you and it makes the what noise, I'm like, what?
That is super weird.
Yeah, I mean, it says Metal Gear on it, and then even then I'm like, oh, this isn't right. Like, they shouldn't be doing the right sound. Like,
it feels like a mod.
That's not...
Like, the whole thing feels like a mod.
I think that's a fair way to put it, yeah.
Not even a good mod. I was talking with people in the Chooch chat last night, and everyone was basically like, Everyone was just saying the thing that confuses me the most about this is that it's not launching with a battle royale. Like,
Yeah,
Sure.
that is kind of baffling to me.
I'll bet they'll patch one in.
oh, they most certainly will. There's no question about it, but it's still just really dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. I even after you've described it, I still kind of have trouble on getting a handle as to what I think that game is, so to speak, as to like my mental picture of it. But maybe I'll just play the beta and try it out. How much longer does it run for?
That's a great question.
Probably not that long, because isn't it coming out in, like, I mean, we're recording this on Friday, so it might be out by the time this comes out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Who fucking
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
It's Metal Gear Survive. Like, you know whether or not you're buying this. And the answer is probably no. You've probably already decided you don't need this in your life. And you know what? That's fine.
Mhm.
Can't blame you.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, Mike. I mean, it's been a bit. Is there anything else that you've been playing recently? I mean, we caught up with you a little bit on our PAX podcast.
Mhm.
You hung out with Ryan and Michael at PAX.
Yep.
I have
So
an
I
idea,
hope that
John.
was a good time. Okay.
I will deliver an abridged version of my Call of Duty review in audio format.
Okay.
Sure. You go ahead. I won't stop you.
Alright, the campaign sucks, the multiplayer sucks, the zombies is alright. 2 out of 5.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Zombies are all right. I can get behind that.
That game's worth like $20.
Okay. Sure.
My roommate played a whole bunch of it, and he broke 4 controllers, like
Yeah, and
consecutively.
that's no exaggeration. I remember when I was hanging out with you over Thanksgiving, and you were literally getting texted pictures of broken PS4 controllers.
Jesus.
That game can
Like
be frustrating.
fucking,
Wait, no.
fucking mangled, like
Hold
twisted
on.
and ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on now. Like, is your roommate the Hulk? Like what's the deal here?
So
How do you go through this many controllers?
Call of Duty does this thing where it'll take the spawns and not really know what to do with them. So
Okay.
I would say about half of my time in Call of Duty World War II, I am either spawn killing or getting spawn killed.
Okay.
And if that happens to you enough, eventually something snaps in your brain. And he played that game
Yeah.
way more than I did. And I'm
Yeah,
going to be
but
100% honest with everyone in this call and everyone listening to this show right now. I almost broke a couple controllers playing that game myself, and I'm a pretty level-headed guy.
Did you say no? But did you say 4 controllers?
3 or 4.
3 or 4? That's like $180. That's absolutely insane.
I didn't break them.
Your roommate, no, listen to me. Your roommate needs to be playing Call of Duty with fucking Hulk hands or something. He needs to have child-proof PlayStation controllers, or he is going to break you out of house and home, Mike Casamano.
So
This is absurd.
It's
I've
not
been-
his hands. He's been fucking spiking them on the ground
Listen,
like they're
I've
footballs.
I've been half asleep for this entire podcast, and this is the most interesting thing I've heard this entire week. Like, so, quote, 3 or 4 PlayStation controllers have been absolutely mangled by what I can only assume is this monster of a man. You can't just bring this up on the podcast and have us not try to workshop some solution to this nightmare.
Okay, let me see if I can find a picture of the controller that was destroyed.
Please do. Because I can't, all I'm imagining is a controller that looks like somebody's, like, chewed on it. Like that has gone in and out of some horrible, monstrous ordeal. Like, can you not put up, like, padding on your walls or something? Can you not get, like, a Wiimote strap and, like, mod it on your PlayStation controller? Mike, this is absolutely nuts. This is the most ridiculous thing I've heard in 2018. I'm baffled that you have not taken steps to prevent this thus far.
They're not my
I
controllers.
mean, it's
Well, that may be so, but how can you just sit back and watch this happen?
They're not my controllers.
Whatever. You're,
oh my god.
you're a monster.
Yeah, dude.
Your roommate needs to be on Dr. Phil or something so they can cure him of his controller breaking addiction, because this is the worst. This is awful. My life is both worse. My life is both worse and better for having this information.
I've heard controllers being broken from my room.
I have never broken a controller in my entire life. Not one time.
Again,
I might have once or twice when I was a kid.
Let me say in his defense, I've come pretty close to playing that game as well.
You've come pretty close to playing that game? You've come pretty close to playing Call of Duty? I'd hope so, since you wrote a review on it.
I've come pretty close, playing that game as well, period.
Uh-huh.
You rat bastard. I'm gonna fucking drown you in the LA River, and the LA River doesn't have any water in it.
Niall can wind that back and show definitive proof that you said you've come pretty close to playing that game. I swear to God.
I've come pretty close to TOO. I'll fucking destroy you.
See, this is the kind of goodwill I wanted to foster in our 200th episode. Like, really kind of the spirit of empathy and compassion for other human beings.
I will make you wish you've never been born.
Listen, I shared a hotel room with you for 5 days. I already wish I wasn't born after that.
I'm gonna text you pictures of my fucking toe.
I saw what you did in that room.
I did a lot of things in that room. What do you... Be more specific.
I don't know. I kind of lost the bit on that one. But the point is that this is Chooch number 200, and I personally think we should try to spread a little more compassion through the world.
Okay, I'm going to compassionately drown you in the LA River.
Sure.
I'm going to do it with a big old smile on my face.
That's a compromise I can get behind.
It's raining tonight, so maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe there'll be some water in it this time.
It'll be like being at Small World at Disneyland.
Yeah, it's going to be exactly like that. The infamous ride at Disneyland where people drown you in the LA River.
Yeah. I mean, it's a small world because, it's just the two of you. That's a small world, right?
It's going to be a real small world once it got one less person in it, Ryan.
Oh my fucking God.
Don't say that on Twitter, Mike. They might ban you.
Yeah. Mike, is there anything else you've been up to, or any news stories or other things that you found interesting?
No.
No, that's it.
These past couple weeks have been a lot of me focusing on my life, so I've been trying to take it easy with games a little bit, trying to better myself as a human being. It's not going well. I'm back to games.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just threatened to drown me in a river. I don't think you've made very much progress.
Yeah, no, I'm done with progress. My New Year's resolutions are out the window. It's back to threatening Ryan. It's back to annoying John. It's back to playing shitty video games, hollering into microphones, singing. Boys are back in town. Video game Choo 200.
I didn't know you sang, Mike.
It was in this podcast. It was minutes ago.
Did you sing? I don't really remember that. You think you can give us
podcast, Ryan?
You think you can give us a few more bars of that? Because I feel like that was more like spoken word poetry than actual singing.
Fucking held notes, you fuck.
Okay, I don't recall, but that's fine.
I changed my mind. You're just gonna get curb stomped near the LA River.
Near the river, okay.
Please.
Dan, you guys remember Law & Order Los Angeles? Alfred Molina was in that.
Was he really?
Yeah, and what's his name? The first War Machine.
Don Cheadle?
No, that's the second one.
Oh, okay. Well,
the first guy they had. Terrence Howard?
Sure. Which Iron Man was that? Was that in the first one?
The first one.
All I remember about the first one is that Jeff Bridges plays Obadiah Stane or whatever, and he's bald or something.
He does. Will Westwater does, I have no exaggeration, the world's worst Obadiah Stane impression.
That's such a specific Venn diagram of who on earth would be at open mic night and be yeah, Obadiah Stane impression, that great iconic role from Jeff Bridges in Iron Man 1. While I really wish someone on stage was up there doing an Obadiah Stane impression, particularly one that is not of a high caliber, that would really wet my whistle.
Look,
right now.
Ryan, let me make something abso-fucking-lutely clear to you right now. Unless someone wheeled a corpse up onto the stage, Weekend at Bernie's style, any human being on the planet would do a better Obadiah Stane than Will Westwater.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe you, but what is the circumstance in which that knowledge comes to light? Like, how often
You hear
are
it
y'all
and you're like, oh, this
chuckleheads?
can't get any worse.
No, but when, listen, all I'm asking,
Ryan.
I'll calm down. I'll calm down.
No,
all
I'm
I'm
just
asking.
saying. No, I'll answer your question. Will references to Marvel movies non-fucking stop? Like, when I was living with them, Will would just be making food, and then he would just be like, "Godspeed, Spider-Man," and like shit, like out of fucking nowhere, like he would start making fucking references to every Marvel movie, like.
Mike Cosumano, you live a very bizarre life. I will say that now.
It fucking rules, dude.
Yeah. You've got your roommate just basically eating PlayStation controllers. You've got a dude who references Marvel movies apparently appropriate with nothing. I really just don't know what to tell you.
I'm out here drowning people in a river that don't got any water.
I guess so, yeah. Taking me to see Small World at Disneyland? I mean, come on.
God, I'm gonna fucking stab you.
Mm-hmm.
You ever drowned on dry land?
I have not, but I bet you could make it happen if you were mad enough.
Mike, please stop threatening Ryan with the suffocation.
I don't mind.
Look, I threatened him with being curb stomped, which is not suffocation, so I've already
that's enough.
Obeyed you, John.
He also threatened to make me watch Kyle and Swan Hall more than one time in 3 days at
We
PAX,
can't reference Kyle and Swan Hall in this podcast.
Oh, okay.
That must be secret. We have to leave. It's like, take only pictures, leave only footprints. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, Niall can just beep that out, and they'll be wondering forever. Did you threaten me at PAX? I don't think you ever really did.
I don't know. I probably said, I'm gonna fucking annihilate you or some shit. I'm gonna take off and nuke you from orbit, and there will only be a crater where you once stood.
Yeah. You asked me to stop. You asked me to stop filming you while you were making dinner plans, so I guess that kind of counts.
I requested very nicely that you not show any of my ass on camera.
I deleted that clip. I didn't even bring it into the project.
No more ass.
Yeah. It was out, you know.
That's the only moratorium I put in that video. None of my flesh that you could not already see normally.
I will spoil this for you a little bit. There is a slight bit of undershirt as you are putting on the kilt, but it's unavoidable.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
It's artistic integrity, you know?
Yeah.
Without it, it would compromise the core of the work.
I agree.
So, yeah. I did kin to your various other requests, so it should be fine.
I'm looking forward to it. Have it on my desk by Monday, and then I'll send it back for edits.
I'll have it on your desk by, 3 hours from now, probably. I don't know.
Well, then you got a lot of time.
Yeah.
John, how are you doing?
Yeah, how are you doing, John?
Can y'all let me be the host? Can y'all let me do what I normally do? This is episode 200, and I am being extremely disrespected.
We're taking it in a new direction.
I'm about to take both of you in the new direction, and guess what? It's into hell.
See, this is the kind of energy I like having during this podcast.
Yeah, it's punchy.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, boy. All right, yeah. No. I'm taking the reins back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I will talk last.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan,
yeah.
What is up with you?
Well, John, I came back from PAX on Monday. My bowels were in a major state of disarray because I ate nothing but Whataburger for 5 days straight, thanks to Mike Cosumano. Then I really didn't do much of anything because I was busy with other stuff. I haven't played any games. I've edited some video. You know, I've just been kind of going where life takes me over these last few days, so to speak. I bought some groceries today. Would you like to hear about that?
No,
you're no fun.
I beg you to cease. I beg you to talk about some fucking video games or some news or something. Please.
Okay, all right.
No, okay. You know what? You know what now, John? What groceries did you get,
What?
Ryan?
You know what, Mike Cosumano? I will tell you exactly what groceries I bought today.
Uh-huh.
I bought 2 store brand frozen pizzas,
Great.
1 for cheese, 1 pepperoni. I bought
Wait, which store? Which store did you buy them from?
HEB.
Okay, I know of it.
Yeah, it's good. It's cheaper. It's pretty cheap. They've got high quality food, and sometimes you can get free stuff for shopping there.
Great.
So I bought 2 pizzas. I bought 16 beef hot dogs and the corresponding buns. I bought 1 can of beans. I bought a large variety pack of shredded cheese. I bought sandwich-sized salami.
I take it back. I can't fucking take this anymore, John. You were right.
And I bought 6 pork chops that I will make for dinner later at some point in the week. And I think that's everything. Except maybe 1 or 2 things, but that's all I can recall right now. I have consumed most of the pizza already, and it was quite good.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
my hubris.
Please.
This sucks.
Please, Ryan. Have you played any games lately?
No. Speaking honestly, I haven't. Last week when we were at PAX, I played a couple games here and there, both of which I talked about on the PAX podcast, if y'all want to listen to that. I played the Switch edition of Kentucky Route Zero, which is very good. And I played Dusk, which we actually have a review code for. So as soon as that game comes out of early access, I will have some stuff written up on it to kind of give y'all my my kind of wider take on that whole experience. But it seems pretty cool, you know? It's like a low poly throwback to like violent 90s shooters and like weird stuff like that. There's a cult. You've got a shotgun. There are people with sickles, hillbillies with chainsaws, that kind of thing. You know, it's kind of fun. What else? I have been meaning to play some things, but since I haven't played them, I won't talk about them on the podcast. I played a little bit of Breath of the Wild, and I finally
the game of the year.
It's one of the 10 best games of the year.
Some might say that.
Yeah, I would say that. I finally beat the last Divine Beast, so all I have left is to do the Ganon stuff and whatever else, like, kind of side quest I have in that game. That's pretty much it, you know? I've been kind of busy with PAX. I haven't really kept up with the news that much. I haven't played a lot of games because I've been busy with work applications and getting the video edited and stuff like that. If you'd like, I can describe the items I have with me on my desk here next to the podcast station. Okay, that's a hard pass from John on that one.
But I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
And then Ryan, you're the tiebreaker vote.
See, I'm going to say yes too, so that's not even like a vote at all. You've just given me like power of attorney here to describe the items I have on my desk. So going from...
I'm going to put an asterisk on this. Is one of those items that Venom action figure you bought?
Yes.
Okay, then I only want to hear about that action figure.
Okay, so...
You can talk about that. I give you my permission.
All right. You need to. You were outvoted.
So,
shut up.
Last week, or not last week, but for our special PAX episode, we debuted the new segment called Michael's Indulgence, in which Michael tries a new food or drink item every week, and then he describes it on the podcast.
Michael's Indulgence. I forget how the rest of the song goes.
It's okay, we can roll it back. So I guess this week I am introducing another new segment, which is called Ryan Reviews. And this week on Ryan Reviews, I am reviewing the 2016 re-release of the Marvel Selects figure for Venom from the Spider-Man canon, as you probably know him. You know, I've never reviewed an action figure before, so I guess I'll just go into it. MSRP on the Venom figure is generally like $20 to $25, depending on where you find it. I paid $20, which is on the low end of that scale, but since the figure is so well made, it has gained sort of a second life on the secondary market, and you can find this thing selling on eBay for up to like $60. It's not the most valuable Marvel Selects figure. That would probably be the Carnage figure, which can sell for almost $200. But it is up there. So at a glance, this Venom figure, he's about 8 inches tall or so, you know, very sizable for your standard action figure. He's made of a black plastic. He's got some dark blue highlights. He's got a very nice sculpt on him. Not only is his spider emblem sculpted onto his chest, but he also has a lot of like veins and stuff, which really kind of gives him that alien symbiote sort of look. Just a really, really nice sculpt for a Marvel figure. I think it's especially good because there's no human face involved, so it can't look like trash. his joints are all in place. He's got a nice weight. I think I said that already. But kind of the biggest selling point for Venom fans on this figure, I think, are the various accessories he comes with. He comes with a couple sets of hands. He has a set of claws. He has a set of, like, open hands, like, in a kind of claw shape. And then he has a fist that you can put on there if you want to, like, pose him like punching Spider-Man. He has 3 separate heads. He has the kind of classic McFarlane Venom head with just the eyes and the smile. He has a second head with his mouth all the way open, with some fangs, some green drool, and like a really long tongue. Then he has a third head, which is like kind of half Eddie Brock, and then half the Venom head, like kind of a transformation type thing. So that's really neat.
Is the drool head, is the tongue removable? I think I heard somewhere that it was.
I believe that it is. I have yet to have any success removing the tongue. I read that it was removable online, but I'm afraid I'm going to break something when I try to remove it, so I have not yet attempted that particular operation. But I actually prefer the neutral, just smiling Venom head, because he looks like a real bastard, you know?
Yeah.
He looks like the kind of guy that's gonna kick you when you're down, and I'm into that for Venom.
He looks like me.
Yeah, exactly. And then finally, he has one kind of big accessory. If you're a fan of Venom, you may remember the 3-issue miniseries, Venom the Madness, in which he gets infused with some kind of weird, like, poisoned mercury at, like, a chemical plant, and he starts losing his mind and, like, sprouting smaller Venom heads. So they've got a nice add-on that you can kind of pop onto his back that makes it look like he's growing, like, tiny Venom heads out of himself, and it gives him, like, an extra, like, smaller set of arms. So if you really want to make him, like, a creepy, wild alien dude, then that is the accessory for you, I would say. But I actually really like him just in the standard kind of base Venom set. He's got the open hands, not the claws, but just the open hands, and the smiling face, which is very creepy. I am not the biggest fan of Venom's comics, but I really like his design. And this is a very well sculpted, well put together figure that, for both people like me who just like looking at him, and people who are actually fans of the character, I think you'll all get a real kick out of this particular number. You know, I don't know where you'll be able to find it in stores, but hey, if you like Venom, that's a figure for you. That's one of them. You could buy the $80 Revoltech figure, but that's kind of expensive. Mike, I don't know if there's anything else you want to ask me about this Venom figure, but
don't get tricked and start buying other Marvel Select figures, because they're usually bad.
Yeah, I heard you say that this is like the one good one, and if that's true, then it is very good. It is a very solid figure, but I also have no desire to buy any more of them.
Good.
So
then
that works out perfectly. Yeah, I just like looking at it, you know? It's kind of creepy, kind of like just kind of standing over here menacingly next to my Nicolas Cage candle and my Toriel plush that I've got on my desk.
Fucking nerd.
Hey, listen. You know how it is.
Mike, why are you talking?
Yeah.
I'm
Why
on this
are you
podcast,
talking,
dude.
Mike Casamano?
It's great. My vocal cords work normal. I know how to form words. It's pretty cool.
Listen, all I'm going to say is with the amount of Transformers this dude owns, he is not allowed to give me any shit for owning a single Undertale plush. That's how this works.
Yeah.
No, Undertale's bad, though.
It's not, is the thing. It's not.
Undertale's bad, though.
It's not.
It's good.
It's very good.
Some would say
Let's
it's
not
one
fight
of the 10
about. Let's
one of
not
the 10
fight about
most
Undertale in
disappointing
2018.
games
Let's
Hey,
not talk about.
Episode 200, bringing back the Undertale discourse.
we're
baby.
going through the history of the show.
Well, thank God we're almost caught up with present day then.
No, it's like Memento, dude. It goes like back and forth in time.
Sure.
Oh my god.
I've never actually seen that movie.
Neither have I, honestly. I'm just like kind of guessing.
Uh-huh. Can you give us a review of Memento based on not having seen it, but what you kind of know about the movie?
Yeah. I think it probably, and again, never saw it. Guessing off the top of my head. I'm going to say it probably belies some of Christopher Nolan's most famous impulses, namely some of his noir influences. It's probably a little shaggier because it's an early feature. So it doesn't quite have the self-assured direction that we've come to expect from Nolan in his later years, but it probably also isn't as pretentious and weighty as some of Nolan's later work, so it's probably not as polished, but it's also probably a little breezier and easier to understand.
Sure. Have you ever seen his short film where the dude steps on himself?
No, what?
One of his first short films he did was like a psychological thriller type thing, and it's about this guy who's chasing a bug around his apartment, and he finally catches it and he steps on it, but it turns out it's a tiny version of himself. And as he steps on it, a giant foot comes down from the sky and steps on him. So it's like one of those recursive things, you know, but with a dude stepping on himself. I'm not making this up. This is not a bit. I know this sounds like I'm pulling this shit out of the top of my head. This is a real short film that you can go and watch on YouTube, like, right now.
So it's like my dude walked up to a mirror and said, "Step on me, daddy," and then he stepped on himself?
Alright, that's enough.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Alright, cool.
That's enough. That's enough. Enough. Enough! Ryan, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Absolutely not. I'm done.
Okay. Alright. I'll go ahead and talk about what I want to talk about then, folks.
Hello.
I have been playing a few video games.
Great.
Good. I'm glad someone has.
So, unfortunately, most of them are betas. We already talked about Metal Gear Survive, so I won't touch on that again.
Damn, we talked about video games with the people in this call.
What?
Most of them are betas.
Mike, I'm...
You're on your own for this one. I'm not encouraging this behavior anymore.
Yeah, me either. I'm just kind of letting this occur, I guess. Anyway, so I played the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta. That game is really good.
It seems like it, yeah.
So, I'm trying to figure out how to talk about this. So, the one thing that I'm worried about is the network. They did seem to fix it. They extended the beta a little bit, but in the early goings, for the first, day and a half that game was up, it was basically unplayable.
Okay.
Because of the network connection problems. But once they sent out a patch, it worked, and it was fine. It plays a lot like a cross between Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Guilty Gear, and just other Dragon Ball games. It's fucking incredible to look at. All of the characters are really fun. The music rules. It has so much personality. Like, if you give at any kind of a shit about Dragon Ball, you will find something to love about this game. Like, the way the different characters interact, it's adorable. Like, Frieza will be fighting Cell, and Cell will just go, "You can't beat me. Trunks whooped your ass, and I whooped Trunks' ass, so there's no way." Like, all this stuff, like, it's adorable. Like, Android 18, hoping that Gohan's still doing good on his studying. Like, it's very, very, very fun.
How much appeal is there for somebody who has only a cursory knowledge of Dragon Ball?
Well, I think that the gameplay is fantastic, and it's also accessible. So I think that even if you don't care too much about Dragon Ball, I feel like it's going to be one of those things that gets you into Dragon Ball. Like, you will play this game, you will learn to love these characters just based on seeing them interact, and you'll be like, I want to find out more about this. I think that's the kind of game that it is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that I find especially interesting about the game, and I might be wrong because I am into fighting games, but I'm not this super expert, but from what I've gathered in this game so far is I almost feel like this game is less about button inputs and the standard amount of skill that you would put into a fighting game, especially an Arc Sys game, and it's almost more about spacing and screen control than anything else. Like, so many characters in that game have moves that set things up for later, fill the screen with things. You are able to switch between supers very quickly without any kind of delay. There's multiple characters, for example, Beerus, the god of destruction. He's the purple cat, if you don't know who he is.
Yeah.
His moves are mostly based around him summoning orbs and then knocking them around the screen.
Uh-huh.
Another example would be Nappa, who is a character who can plant little green men called Cybermen in the ground, and then they come out and do a specific set of maneuvers. So a lot of Nappa's strategies is setting up a Cyberman and then setting up your own combo to work with the Cyberman, and then also setting up a combo so those actions will transfer to another character or another character's super, etc., etc. And like there are a bunch of other characters that do that similar things. Like everyone has some sort of ability that lets them control more of the screen and gives them plenty of options. And there are so many different characters. Like, for example, there's a character, I'm sure everyone is aware of Captain Ginyu of the Ginyu Force. He has maybe one of the craziest abilities in any fighting game I've ever seen. And a lot of people didn't think that he was going to be playable because of it, because it is like his gimmick. But in the anime and in this game, Captain Ginyu can swap bodies with your opponent, and that also swaps your health bar. So it's almost like you want to get your ass kicked as Captain Ginyu, because then you can just change, and then you can just take out one of your opponent's characters like that. It's really neat. There's so many options. There's so many little things that you can do. I loved what I played of that beta, and I went out and I was like, oh, I gotta go out and just pay for this, like, right now, so I can just get it ASAP. Which I did. I definitely enjoyed the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta.
I've never, I was never really into that show when I was younger, just because it wasn't something I would watch, but just watching footage of that game, I'm like, oh, mamma mia, this looks like something that I should play, even though I've never watched an episode of the show in my entire life.
I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z as a kid. And, I've just recently, I talked about this a week or two ago, I just recently got back into watching it because of how FighterZ, reignited this love of Dragon Ball in me. Because that game just looks exactly like the show.
Yeah.
And I think it could be a gateway to each other. Like, if you love Dragon Ball, you can get into FighterZ really easily, and vice versa.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, this isn't me necessarily saying, oh, everyone should go out and watch Dragon Ball Z, but it's not that.
Just
it's
wink.
Fun. Yeah,
Wink,
it's very
wink.
fun. It's very fun. Yeah. And the other game that I played, I didn't get to play too much of it, but I got a code for Under Night In Birth EXE Late ST. I hope that's the right full name of it. So as many people are well aware, I am a big fan of French Bread's fighting games. They previously had the original version of Under Night In Birth EXE Late, and of course Melty Blood.
Yeah.
So you know what's going on here. So they put out a new version of Uniel, and it's good. I still really love Uniel. I haven't really gotten to get into the nitty-gritty of it all. I haven't, done too much of the new things, but there's plenty of new options. There's, some missions and arcade modes changes, and, maybe 5 or 6 new characters. The tutorial is fantastic. I haven't really been able to get into it, but if you're interested in getting into more anime-styled games that are a bit more heavy than your standard fare of Street Fighter and the like, I think Uniel would be or Uniest, I guess it's called. People are calling it Uniest. I think that would be a good way to get into something like that, so you can maybe eventually play Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue and stuff like that. That would be a good entry point.
And by heavier game, do you just mean a more complex than Street Fighter?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because you can rank the complexity of games. I would say at the start would be Smash and stuff like that would be the least complex fighting game, and then after that would be Skullgirls, then Street Fighter, then maybe Tekken, and then anime fighters like Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue. I think, but sure. you could kind of swap Tekken and anime because, you know, they are complex, but for very different reasons. But yeah, I would definitely recommend. You know, like I said, I haven't played too much of it, and you know, this isn't an official review. I'll probably do an official review, but just based on the fact that I already really like the original Uniel, and this is just that plus more, I think it's safe to say that I enjoy this game. You know,
sure, absolutely. It seems like a good one. You know,
absolutely. And then one other thing that I'll talk about, just because you talked about a figure that you got, so I'm going to talk about one that I got. And it is tied to games. I got my first Nendoroid this past week.
Oh, nice! You got Serval.
No, if I'm gonna get a Serval figure, I want to get the Figma. I'm gonna get that eventually. But no, I got my first Nendoroid, and it's the Sega Saturn. The Sega Saturn, Sega Hard Girl, specifically.
Oh.
What was that? Why did you both have like knowing? What is this?
Knowing is maybe not the right word. Here's what happened to me throughout that whole sentence. Nendoroid, I was like, okay, it's probably, you know, maybe some Kimono Friend shit. It's not some Kimono Friend shit, okay. Sega Saturn, how'd they turn that into a Nendoroid? Sega Hard Girls. That's my mood plummeting as soon as you said those 3 words.
You know what? Don't be mean, okay? She's cute. Alright, I have never really been a huge Nendoroid fan. I like the ones that translate well to that style, but I think I don't really like it when they just take like a character and then turn it into a Nendoroid. That always kind of weirds me out. It's like Funko Pop adjacent.
Sure, I can see that. They're a little bit expensive for not having the articulation you'd need.
For sure, but then this one is on scale with that series. Like, if you watch the Sega Hard Girls anime, as I have, you would know that there's 2 versions of them. When they're at the school, they're the tiny, like, chibis, and then when they're in the games, they're the, like, full-sized characters. So, she just kind of looks like the chibi version from the show. It comes with some cute accessories. She's got her 2 Sega Saturn staffs, so that's cute. And then it also comes with a Sega Saturn and a controller. So if you want to pose your video game character, or you just want to pose your action figures playing Sega Saturn, you can do that with this, and that's very good.
Nice.
And, you know, I just think it's a cute little figure. I am starting to think maybe I should get some more Nendoroids. Like, I'm going to continue with my stance of not just getting all kinds of them, but, you know, if there's one that I think translates well to the art style, I would pick that up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like, Figmas are still my action figure of choice no matter what, but Nendoroid would be something that I would be happy to dip into here and there. But yeah, there you go. I guess that's it. If there's nothing else... That's enough. If there's nothing else that y'all want to talk about, we can move on to questions.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Let's get the voice of the people in here.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to send in a question, please feel free to do so at podcast@videogamechoochoo.com. That's the email. Or you can send it in through Tumblr, which is videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. So I'll start off with Tumblr here. We got a question from Tumblr user eGoat, who asks, and I think Ryan, you'll probably field this a bit better than Mike or I. But what changes do y'all want to see in the Dark Souls remaster, if any?
I would like. So here's the complicated part of this question. John, you're right. I do have opinions about this, but the one time I've played Dark Souls was on the Xbox 360, and it was a completely unpatched version of that game. So, in some regards, my kind of perception of that game is a little bit different than the people who have patched that game and, like, played it on PC and stuff like that. But I think I can make a blanket statement by saying that there are parts in that game, like Blight Town, that are kind of busted, even in the PC edition of that game. That section of that game has incredibly bad frame rate. It runs like dog shit no matter what you're playing it on. So hopefully they would go through and fix that and kind of balance that out a bit, because that is a very difficult part of that game, even by the standards that franchise itself sets. I don't think I'd like to see them add anything to it, which I don't think they would. There are just certain places here and there where I think they could balance it out a little better and fix performance issues and stuff like that. There's nothing specific that I want to see done to that game, so to speak. I think that just a baseline kind of remaster, just knock the kinks out, kind of smooth it out a bit, is exactly what that game needs. It doesn't need, bonus content missions or, new story character and stuff like that. It really just needs fixes here and there, and I think it'd be good to go, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had something else I could say about it, but really, I just want that to come out, and I want it to run well on the Switch. That's all I want.
Alright. Mike, do you have any...
Take out the Capra Demon!
No. That's a bad opinion.
Take it out.
That's a bad opinion. You just gotta cheese it. You gotta run up the stairs and then drop down on it. That's all you have to do.
Take out the skeleton wheels.
No, you're saying to take out all the best parts, Mike. You can't do this.
Take out the part where you're running on in Orlando and people are throwing fucking spears and arrows at you.
Yeah, maybe don't take that out, but maybe do tone that down a little bit.
Take out Ornstein and Smog.
Whoa, okay, I'm gonna need you to pump the brakes.
Take out Solaire.
Pump the fucking brakes on that first one there.
Mike's just trying to cause trouble.
Take out the skeletons.
Yeah. Which you're gonna have to be more specific.
Take out all the skeletons.
That's every enemy in that
painted world.
Okay, so there's 3 seconds of game left. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's what you need to do to make Dark Souls good.
There were 3 points of legitimate criticism in that whole thing, I think. So
take out the wolf.
Mm-hmm. Mike, what is your ideal Dark Souls experience exactly?
Bloodborne.
Uh-huh. What if Ornstein and Smo were in Bloodborne? What then? Would you
I'd
like
shoot them with my fucking gun.
Yeah, but you'd enjoy playing it, wouldn't you?
Are they going to give me a gun in the Dark Souls remaster?
No. Probably not, but that'd be fun.
So I can fucking front stab people?
Yeah, probably
My obstinate refusal to do anything in those games other than front stab may be part of the problem.
I think it probably is.
But on the other hand, don't put it in there if it's not a viable strategy.
Can we move on?
Yes, absolutely. So let's see here. We got a question from an anonymous Tumblr user. I guess this one will be for Mike.
Hello.
This user asks, who's going to win the Royal Rumble and why is it Triple H?
Oh, fuck. If it's Triple H, then I'm done.
Didn't he win one of the ones that we watched at PAX?
He won the 2016 one.
Yeah.
Who's going to win the Royal Rumble? Shinsuke Nakamura, probably. The thing about having 2 world titles is that you don't have to go with the obvious answer anymore, because when there was a unified title, there was an obvious answer. Both in terms of what the fans wanted and what the company wanted. Now that they have 2 world titles, there can be an obvious answer that they can get to from other storylines, but they can make one brand's Road to WrestleMania very exciting at the Royal Rumble, while the other one does sort of the obvious thing, gets ready for the rest of the show. Roman Reigns is fighting Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns is not winning the Royal Rumble. Those 2 things can be true now that there are 2 brands and 2 world titles. So, someone from SmackDown is winning this year. Styles Nakamura seems like the big money match. Who else is going to be? Unless either Sammy or Kevin wins the title, and then Sammy or Kevin wins the Rumble, then that's a story they could do, but I don't see it. I think they're still in the burgeoning stages of Sammy and Kevin's friendship. I think it's going to be Nakamura. There are a lot of legitimate bookies and people who bet on sports. We're saying Daniel Bryan is the 3rd favorite to win that match. So if he secretly got cleared while no one was watching and he comes in and wins the Royal Rumble, I will cry. But I don't think it's happening. So Shinsuke Nakamura. And the women's Royal Rumble is going to be won by Asuka, because there's no way they're going to break her undefeated streak for a Battle Royal. But if she doesn't win, then it's going to be Becky Lynch.
If I remember correctly, and I am probably wrong because I don't pay that much attention to wrestling, but didn't Asuka lose a Battle Royale or something like that while she was in NXT and they just didn't count it?
From what I understand, they've been touting her undefeated streak since she won the title from Bayley, and the Battle Royale loss came from before that.
Okay, well,
again, this is as I understand it. They could still tout the never been pinned or submitted thing, if they were so inclined.
Sure. Okay, let's see here. These questions are going to be a bit more Chooch Inside Baseball, I guess, from now on, because I specifically was like, hey, 200th episode, send in questions. So this is going to be a little more retrospective, I suppose. Shoeless asks, what is your favorite part of the Chooch lore / inside jokes that have cropped up over the years?
Oh, that's a tough question. There's a lot of really good stuff.
I mean, I'm glad that we're able to crack a bunch of dumbass jokes and have fun with it, and I don't know what would be my favorites.
The hardest I've ever laughed doing this podcast was the Chupacabra. When someone asked what it would be like if me, John, and Steven did a podcast together live in like a physical, for like a panel at a convention. And I don't remember the specifics of the conversation, but all I remember is laughing so hard I almost cried. With just like the specificity and the breadth of that conversation really, really did it for me. And I sometimes I'll just like think about that. About how me, John, and Steven all came to the agreement that one cannot live while the other survives. That's still a very good riff. I would recommend people go check it out. Unless we said something horribly problematic that I don't remember, but that's probably not likely.
Who knows?
The Tofin.
Yeah, I feel like the Tofin is like the ultimate.
The Tofin is the unofficial mascot of Video Game Choo Choo, if we can be 100% honest.
We got Kurt. Don't
the unofficial mascot, John.
We can have two mascots. It doesn't matter.
Whatever. Well, still, I like. Either way, that was definitely like, like Mike and I became such good friends because we worked together on Chooch and all that, and that dumbass image wouldn't have happened if we didn't end up like hanging out so often. Like, it's like that. I think is just a good like.
It's an encapsulation of this whole fucking thing.
Yeah, that
it's
you
trying
made a
to
really
smile even though your heart is breaking.
When the sun is in your eyes, and
that
you keep
feel
going.
when the sun is in your eyes.
Absolutely.
Well, hold on. Before we move on, I'm trying to think. Like, what else has been really good that we did? I love the bar rescue thing. I loved the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
I love Will's shitty shirtless picture that we have as like one of the podcast episode images, where like he's trying to look all sexy. I love this summer. I love the 69 episodes.
There's another one coming up.
I loved when me and John rode the lightning.
Oh my god, fuck that. I almost passed out.
It was really fucking good. It was really fucking good.
We gotta tell that story just in case people don't know. So Mike and I, while I was staying over at his place for the summer, Mike and I got like swept up in amiibo collecting.
Yeah, we did.
And yeah, we got pretty swept up in that. And one of the ones that we really, really wanted to get, especially me, was that 3-pack of
the retro 3-pack. It was GameStop exclusive.
I remember this. This happened right after I joined the site because I remember making an image for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was the Game & Watch amiibo, the Rob amiibo, and the Duck Hunt amiibo, and 2 of those characters are some of my favorite characters in Smash. So we were all just like, okay, we cannot risk this. We need to get these amiibo.
This is when the amiibo thing was in full force. Like, if you missed one of these, it was on eBay for $100.
Exactly. So we stayed up all fucking night waiting in line for these amiibo, and we streamed for most of it, and then we ended up going to the GameStop and standing in line, waiting in line. We were first in line.
We really need to emphasize this. It was early. Like, I want to say we lined up at like 4 a.m.
Absolutely, yeah, because we did not want to fuck around. And
Yeah,
we got those amiibo.
serious.
I specifically remember, like, standing in that line and then suddenly realizing I could not stand anymore. Like, I fell over.
God.
I almost passed out. Like, and
Y'all didn't take, like, chairs or anything with you?
Nope.
Can't afford chairs.
Also, we took an Uber there. Like, nah.
God.
Can't afford a car.
I remember like me like straight up falling over and Mike just kind of being like, all right, like
that sounds about right.
So then here's the kicker.
It was a good idea to line up because like 1 billion people showed up.
But here's the kicker. We got those amiibo, and guess what? That exact release of amiibo was when Nintendo finally wised up and started producing them enough. Like, you can, like, there is still a good chance that you can get those amiibo out in the wild. Like, maybe not now, but there was, like, a good year that you could go to GameStop and get those amiibo with no problem.
Sure. Yeah.
Man, we really waited for Godot.
It was pretty good, though.
What other good shit? I love the E3 episodes.
Mm-hmm. So this is something that's a little smaller and it's dumb, but it was something that we did in the Choo Chat, and this is just something that I kind of want to bring up, that like the Choo Chat is fun, and I do really love when like a good amount of people are interacting with it all at once.
Sure.
We were watching Salty Bet together one night, and it was a tournament, and we just for some reason got really invested in this like Freddy Krueger character called Hey It's Fred.
Yeah.
And we were just freaking out over how good Hey It's Fred was and like rooting for Hey It's Fred. And
he wouldn't have been nearly as powerful if he was just called Freddy. It had to be Hey It's Fred.
Yeah, like it was just like, holy shit, it's Hey It's Fred. And like, he won the whole tournament and he won our hearts. And now that, and it's kind of hard to explain to people just joining the chat why we have a tiny Freddy Krueger sprite emote in there called Hey It's Fred. But that's why, because he won that tournament and he won our hearts, and he's very good. So I guess that should be it for that one. We got a question from someone who could be on the podcast this week, but still wants to be supportive. Michael sent in a question and said, 200 episodes from now, way off in the distant future, what will this podcast be like? And why is it still just John coughing into a microphone for hours on end?
So 200 years from now, or whatever, 200 episodes.
200 years from now. No, fuck Michael's question. 200 years from now, what's up?
200 years from now, when this podcast is still going, it'll be John coughing into a mic because they've either A, put his brain in a jar, or B, programmed a Fallout-style AI to do nothing but podcasts, but they also included like an organic like coughing feature to make it seem more realistic. In 200 years from now, like one of us will be dead, like I'll be in like a robot body or something. Like, John will be an AI, like, there'll be 18 clones of Michael running around somewhere.
Shut the fuck up, Cork-Bot 4000.
Yeah.
My Kazumano will be the last living games journalist on Earth. Like, you know, that kind of stuff.
Mike, if I had feet, I would kick your ass. You are lucky I am kept in here.
Alien John Vaders. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Did you hear about Nier 15? I can't believe they kept making them after the 8th one.
I am so angry that they made another Danganronpa.
Undertale 2 is coming out soon.
Great. Great.
200 years later.
Yeah.
But no, 200 episodes from now, I mean, this might sound kind of weird, but in a way, I almost feel like we don't have another 200 episodes. Like, I want us to all be in a place where we're all working and we're not just doing Shooch, we're doing other stuff and we're succeeding, you know? Like, not to say that Shooch is this thing that we don't see as a success, but, you know, I hope we all have, like, paying jobs and are in the industry and doing what we love. You know, that's what I would really like us to be doing. So
yeah, for sure.
You know, I mean, I wouldn't be upset if we had another 200 episodes. Like, I love doing this. I love being with y'all. But at the same time, like,
I think
like,
this
maybe
will exist in some form indefinitely.
Yeah, like, I mean, you know, we could always just keep in touch and do dumb podcasts every once in a while. Like,
yeah, like, even if Video Game Choo Choo isn't a thing forever, like, this thing, regardless of what it's called, will never fucking go away. It is unkillable. It will never die. And I will carry it into the fucking future in my teeth, crawling on my hands and knees, blinded by the light of possibility. Video Game Choo Choo lives in me, and I will never die.
That's a very bold statement from Mike Cosmano. You heard it here first, folks. Mike Cosmano will never die.
Mm-hmm. Great. So another anonymous Tumblr user asks, and I mean, this is kind of similar to that, but I'll just see if we can, you know, kind of build upon it. Since you've reached this milestone, do you have any hopes for the future of Chooch? You know, I just hope that we continue to build our audience, and, you know, I want us to, like, I say this a lot, and I know it's easier to just say it than do it, but, like, I hope that we expand the kind of content that we produce. I would love to do more videos. I want to maybe start doing more podcasts. Like, I feel like that would be something that we could maybe start doing it once we launch a Patreon. I've been saying that we should do a Patreon for like a year or two, and maybe we should just do it, even though we won't probably make too much money off of it. That's still something we should look into. You know, I just want us to keep growing, and I want us to keep coming up with fun new things to do. That's all we really need to do, is just entertain people and entertain ourselves.
Yeah. Maybe
For
maybe someday we'll pass the mantle down onto Video Game Choo Choo, the next generation. And
I'm really excited for Video Game Choo Choo Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. What's the new one, like Journey or something?
Discovery.
Discovery, yeah, Video Game Choo Choo Discovery.
Yeah, Video Game Choo Choo Enterprise. Woof.
It's gonna be really embarrassing when the Seth MacFarlane Video Game Choo Choo parody is considered better than the actual new Video Game Choo Choo.
Yeah.
Anyone who thinks the Orville is better than Discovery is out of their goddamn mind. But anyway,
I know that's like the general consensus, straight up.
Fucking ludicrous.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay. There'll be a movie starring a beloved comedian that kind of lampoons the Video Game Choo Choo brand while also being very true to it at some point, I'm sure. It'll be called like Games Quest or something, I don't know.
Games Quest.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Let's see here. We have a question from Tumblr user Broadcasting from Vanishing Point. Congrats on 200 episodes. I can't think of a gaming related question, so what's y'all's favorite pizza toppings?
Pepperoni.
Yeah, Mike's right.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with pepperoni. I've also taken to putting onion on mine. I really like putting onion on my pizza.
Yeah, I can't get too mad about that.
For me, like, I used to eat a lot of, like, Meat Lover's pizza, but I don't really anymore. But, right now, an ideal pizza for me would be pepperoni, black olives, and onions. That sounds really good.
Look, as long as it's not from Papa John's, we're all fine.
What if it was from Papa Corky's instead?
Hey, that'd be good.
Would it?
Because at least I know how to make a fucking pizza.
Do you, though? Have you ever, like, handmade a pizza before? Okay.
He uses olive oil and garlic instead of pizza sauce. It rules.
Sure.
Papa John sucks ass. That's what I'm saying here.
Great.
Right.
But John Machonsky, when he's a papa, he'll be good.
Thanks. I guess.
All right, I take it back. You'll be a terrible father. I don't know what you want from me.
I don't know. That was just kind of out of nowhere. Anyway, I like Papa John's, so Mike, you don't have to eat it. I'll just eat Papa John's by myself. There you go.
Can't believe this.
Okay, another anonymous user asks, have you ever thought about expanding the podcast to cover a broader range of topics? Talking about games all the time can be a little tiring, I imagine.
Guess what? I think they got their wish with this episode. I think this episode was a grim portent of the future in which this podcast is not exclusively focused on video games.
I mean, like, we're not, like, married to only talking about video games, you know? We talk about whatever the fuck. Like, last week, Rose and I talked about anime for, like, half an hour. Like, we talk about whatever we want to talk about. But, you know, I do think that, again, bringing up the Patreon thing, I think once we have some kind of, like, reason to expand to different things, I think maybe, like, some kind of anime club thing, maybe some of y'all can do like a wrestling show, that would be fine, you know, like I think that would be something that we could eventually do, but I feel like if we're gonna do some sort of like other focused like segment thing, I think that would be better as like a separate podcast that people could just really get into.
Yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't want to like have like a weekly anime segment on the basic show, but if we did like a twice weekly anime podcast, I think that would be way more interesting, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, maybe someday we'll expand the brand. Anime choo-choo. Visual novel choo-choo. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, we already try not to limit ourselves, but it is called the Video Game Choo Choo for a reason. We do focus a little bit on games, and that's not something that's something that we like feel pressured to do, you know? Like, I still love video games no matter what, so it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't want to play them. Like, no, I play video games all the time. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got another anonymous user who says, I love Evolver. It's a terrible horror movie about a laser tag robot that learns as you play with it, and it starts loading its foam dart gun with ball bearings and knives. What's a bad horror movie that the choochers love?
That's a really good question.
I will watch any bad horror movie ever made. There is no limits to my capabilities. I don't think do the Resident Evil movies count as horror films? I think they're more like documentaries on the state of American blockbuster filmmaking than anything else.
I think the first one does.
Yeah, it's semi-horror. The first one and second one are both kind of horror films, but I'd say they're more like science fiction action movies after a certain point. What is a good bad horror film that I love?
Oh, I didn't even need to think about this one. I have my answer. It's easy. It's Texas Chainsaw 3D. That's like not even a question. How dare you ask this of me?
I've never seen that. I've seen Texas Chainsaw 1, 2, 3, which is Leatherface, and then 4, which is New Generation.
Real quick, let me look up the name of
I think it might just be Texas Chainsaw 3D.
It might just be Texas Chainsaw 3D, but let me make sure I'm recommending the right movie. It's Texas Chainsaw 3D, also known as Texas Chainsaw, which is both a origin story for Leatherface and like a sequel to the first one where Leatherface is like an anti-hero. And
is this the most recent one?
No, the most recent one is Leatherface. That one is the one that I heard that was bad.
That's also the name of the third movie in the franchise, but that's good to know.
Horror movies, they have terrible names. When the franchises go on too long, things get a little tricky. But to anyone who likes a good laugh and a good time, I would say Texas Chainsaw 3D absolutely delivers in that respect. I saw it at like 11:30 a.m. on a Tuesday in January, and no one else was in the theater. It was the best way to see that film. Highly recommended. Get your choice of not sober and watch it with some friends.
Hey, that's exactly the kind of experience I had seeing Resident Evil Final Chapter this year. Tuesday in January, I went and I was the only person in the entire theater. So I used to be really into like trash horror movies and all that kind of stuff, and I still am, but I don't watch them as avidly as I used to. But I can pick a couple good titles off my list here. Killer Workout is very good. That was made in the 80s when like aerobics were still a big thing. So that's a really low budget shot on VHS slasher movie that takes place in an aerobics studio. Long Island Cannibal Massacre is very good. It is a movie directed by like a 17-year-old, and it goes pretty much exactly how you would expect based on that name and title. Night Ripper is another VHS movie that's really good. And, some of the Friday the 13th movies, particularly Final Chapter, Jason Lives and Jason Takes Manhattan. And, of course, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, all-time best. King of the Hill.
Silver Shamrock.
That movie rules. I every pore of my being just every time, I watch it once a year, every year, and it's always as good as I remember it being.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is from, this is just a nice congratulations. So thank you, Tumblr user, for Lornist. I'm very proud of you guys and have the utmost faith in you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.
Tumblr user, yes. Tumblr user Y2Ken says, congratulations on 200 episodes. Oh, fuck, we forgot to talk about Nintendo Labo.
Save it for next week.
Yeah, it's fine.
There are people who are going to look on this show who are going to want to get their opinions in about it, and I'm just here to cause ruckus and chaos.
Alright, sure, we can table that, I guess. Or we'll answer this question, though.
Yeah.
What Nintendo Labo kit would you design? What would you build, and how would it interact with the Switch?
I would build a John Machonsky that was life-size, and I'd put the tablet where the head would go, and I'd put the Joy-Cons where the hand would go.
That's the scariest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Why would you do this to me?
I would sell a kit where you can make a tiny little bus that you can sit in, and it would be a Desert Bus remake. And it comes with like a little lever that makes the bus tilt to the side while you're sitting in it.
You could also repurpose that very easily for a Kimono Friends game.
Sure.
Oh, fuck yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah, we are. Life-size Jappery bus.
John Machonsky's Jappery cover.
I wish I had a Jappery bus. God. I would want them... I want Suda51 to make a Beam Katana Labo so I can really get into it. And
that would absolutely fucking rule.
And I would knock all kinds of things over swinging that shit around.
You would truly be swinging around a sword.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I would just love to see all kinds of like weird third-party things that are associated with the specifics of games. It would have to be a little one note, but also I feel like there are certain games that kind of lend itself to that. Like I said, like No More Heroes, it's like you could obviously get away with just like, oh, I'm just swinging the sword around, and then if I have to like press a button or talk to someone or walk, like you could just have the one of the Joy-Cons be in the hilt, and that's it. Like you don't need anything else. All right, we got one more question, and it's from our email. So someone used the email address. Very nice.
Holy shit! 200 episodes later.
No, we've gotten like 4 emails in our time. I mean, the Tumblr's way easier. I'm not gonna shame anyone.
No.
So, just like to remind everybody one more time, if you'd like to send in questions, if you'd like to send in questions, you can send them to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com or videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. And this final question is from Robin, aka Century Punk, who asks, is there a game series where you had a drastically different idea of what it was before playing it?
That is a good question.
It is a good question. I'd have to think about that.
I would say probably no. if only because I can't remember a time from before I was really interested in getting into games. So by virtue of that, I was reading game content like voraciously.
Yeah, that's kind of hard because
I feel like everyone in this call is really well, or at least tries to be really well informed, and has tried that for a little while. But I think I do have one answer, and it is Rat's Instagib 2.0.
Yeah. You mean the best game ever made.
Am I saying that right? Yeah, Rat's Instagib 2.0.
Rants Instagib.
I'm gonna say I didn't know anything about that game. Except for assuming that it would be a bad Rats sequel.
Yeah, the only reason why I ended up finding anything out about that game is that I was just watching a bunch of Germa videos, and he just played Rat's Instagib with some dude, and I just remember watching it and being like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It looks so much fun. We need to play this. And then Ryan bought us all a bunch of fucking copies, and we just went to town.
Yeah, that game's super good. I think there's one game recently in particular that comes to mind for me on this, and that's actually No More Heroes, because I knew what that game was about. I knew that, you're the dude and you're fighting the assassins and you've got the lightsaber, but until I played it, I had no idea the actual gameplay or style of that game. And I guess I should have expected it, but my mind was blown. Just the depth of the motion controls and the just the tone of it completely took me off guard. And it was for the best because that game rules. But I had no idea, John, even though you had told me about it before. I don't think I ever really realized the extent of the places that game goes, so to speak.
For sure. I think my answer is more that I was maybe misinformed is the wrong answer, but misled or something like that.
Sure.
Is the Danganronpa series, just because I was originally made aware of that series in a very poor way by people being weird about it on Tumblr, and I only ended up playing it because I just kind of felt like I had to, because I saw some people, some murmurs, oh, it's coming to the West. And I tried to read the essay, Let's Play, and I couldn't really get into it because the translation was a little dry for my taste. And I was like, you know what, if I can get a code for this, I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna give this game a shot. And then I ended up loving it. So, I feel like that wasn't the game's fault, that wasn't the marketing's fault, that was just people arguing about making PowerPoints about heterophobia with Chihiro that made me think that game was fucking stupid, but then it was like, oh no, this game's good, these people are just crazy people.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fandom. Alright,
so
that should do it for this episode. Again, I would just like to thank all of you for sticking with us, especially everyone who, I guess there must be at least one or two people out there, maybe more, who stuck with us all this time.
Yeah.
So,
again, I just like to
two of those three people are in the call right now.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'd just like to thank everyone again for supporting us. If you'd like to keep supporting us, please follow us on Twitter at VGChooChoo, Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com, not slash anything, just videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. You can find us on iTunes and rate and review us. That helps out a lot. And it also helps when you retweet and reblog all of our content. That also very much helps. I'd like to thank Melt Channel for our theme song Crush off of the album. I'm blanking for some reason. Magic is Real. Yes, that's what it is. Their album Magic is Real. please go listen to it. They're a very good band. Their Bandcamp, meltchannel.bandcamp.com, has plenty of songs that you can get into. Mike, would you like to plug anything?
Yeah. My Twitter is at MikeCosimano, or just go to John's Twitter or something, click on the name he's always yelling at. You can find my writing across the web, but right now I'm working on some stuff for Zam.com, which is ironically owned by Tencent, which I think is incredibly funny, that I even got on there at all, considering what I've heard about that company in the past. But they're Zam, lovely people, have a lot of fun working with them, working on something about Disney Infinity right now, should go up soonish. And then me and Will Westwater and friend of the site, Rocky, are working on a little something that I'll start talking about pretty soon.
All right. Thank you, Mike, for being on. And
thanks for having me.
Ryan.
This is cool. 200 episodes is cool.
Yeah, it really is. If you asked me a year or two ago if we were gonna make it to 200 episodes, I probably would have been like, maybe not. But I'm glad that we did.
If I asked you at the start, what would you have said?
Oh God, no! I would have said this. I would honestly at the start of this, I would have thought that we were just going to stick around for a couple of weeks. But no, this is something that's still going on. This is the thing that I'm the most proud of, probably, that I have ever gotten involved with. So we
are notably tenacious people.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you could say that. But no, Mike, seriously, thank you so much for all the help and all the
Thank you, John.
support through the years. And thank you, Ryan, for taking time out of your schedule to do the show.
Yeah, of course. It's my pleasure.
And we will be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast, so we're not stopping at 200.
Nope.
All right, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Namaste.